I don't know, and perhaps with a bias, I don't believe anybody knows what the market is going to do tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I know America's going to move forward over time.
All right, y'all, back at it, road to $1 million in a new year, 2021. And that was Warren Buffett just going over, just saying what he's always said decade after decade about betting on America and counting on America to move forward when it comes to the stock market, to the economy, to production and things of that nature. So we're in episode 2, mile marker 2 of Road to $1 Million. And I just got a portfolio update for you guys. We're going to go over my dividend chart and performance, and most importantly, what my anticipated dividend investment strategy for 2021 is going to be. All right, so let's get into it. Here we got my current portfolio value of $6,565 as of today, currently bringing me roughly $300 a year in dividend payments. And so what most of you already know, or if you're new to following me, you're new to this Road to $1 Million journey, in July of 2020, I had to completely wipe out my portfolio balance and bring it to zero, as you can see here, and start over with my dividend investing growth. Starting over from zero in July 1st, all the way to January 3rd, 2021, I've been able to accumulate over $6,500, which is roughly an average of $1,000 every single month being added into this dividend growth portfolio. I've been able to do that by doing side hustles such as photography, Uber Eats, Macari, selling things on Poshmark. Anytime I get an extra dollar, I throw it over into my dividend growth portfolio, my dividend income portfolio, to add and buy more shares of dividend paying stocks. All right, so let's chop it up and let's take a look at my dividend income performance going back to August 2020, after I had to clear out my investment portfolio and start from the ground floor. We see that it's grown quite rapidly in the last 5-6 months, and I'm super proud of this, mainly because it shows within just a short amount of time how much and how fast these dividend income payments, these passive income payments, can grow and how they can accumulate. You see here that in August 2020, I was at $5.66. That grew to $7.87, to just under $10, to almost $20, and then finally ending out the year strong in December with just under $43 in dividend income or passive income paid to me. So to me, this is actually quite phenomenal. It's quite encouraging. It's motivating for me to see just constantly staying on that grind, staying on that hustle, adding money to my dividend income portfolio and letting the passive income grow. So I haven't really put a number for 2021 on what I want the goal to be. Really, the goal is just to add to it, and keep growing this passive income source so that I can use the funds to buy other passive income sources like rental properties, equity ownership in a business, things of that nature. So quick look here at my income performance. I think it's grown quite phenomenally. I mean, this is rapid growth here, quickly almost reaching $45, getting into the $50 range. And I think within no time, I'll be getting $100 a month in dividend payments, which will quickly add to being able to buy more shares to get more dividend income. Now for my 2021 dividend income investment strategy, I'm going to go back. As you guys remember, at the beginning of my video, at the beginning of this video, I played a short clip of Warren Buffett talking about what everybody already knows, that no one can predict which way the stock market is going to move within what amount of time. But as he's always said in the past, always to bet on America. So I'm going to go back to that clip. I'm going to play the full clip and show how that's going to go into how I'm going to invest dividend income wise into the future, into this 2021 new year that we're at the top of, and how that will shape up my overall dividend income strategy, my dividend income investment plays that I will be doing and that I will be sharing with y'all.
I don't know, and perhaps with a bias, I don't believe anybody knows what the market is going to do tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I know America's going to move forward over time. but I don't know for sure. And we learned this on September 10th, 2001, and we learned it a few months ago in terms of the virus. Anything can happen in terms of markets. And if you can bet on America, but you have to be careful about how you bet, because simply because markets can do anything. On October, whatever it was in 1987, October 11th, I believe, Monday, markets went down 22% in one day. In 1914, they closed the stock market for about 4 months. After 9/11, closed the market for 4 days. We hustled to get it going again. But nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So when you bet, I tell you to bet on America, and I tell you that that's what's really gotten me through ever since I bought my first stock when I was 11. I mean, I caught a huge tailwind.
So, in true Warren Buffett fashion, something that he's been saying for years, if you know anything about him as an investor, something that Warren Buffett has repeatedly said for years and years and years, for decades, is to always bet on America. And he usually says that phrase when he's referring to investing in ETFs for rates of return on average year after year. And the best move that investors can make when they're first getting into investing in the stock market, just investing in some ETFs that follow the S&P 500. And the S&P 500, as you may or may not know, is a listing of basically the biggest or the top 500 companies that operate in America. And Warren Buffett has always said that the best thing that you can do is to bet on America by investing in the S&P 500. Now, I wanted to take it a step further to really understand what that means and what that looks like when it comes to the stocks that Warren Buffett has always held true in his portfolio, the things that Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, the things that company is invested in. So one of the things you can do, one of the things that I have done is there are several websites, including CNBC, that actually track and follow the stocks that Warren Buffett has purchased and the stocks that his company Berkshire Hathaway has purchased. They have a portfolio tracker, which is what you see here in front of you on the CNBC website, the portfolio tracker for Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. Now, when he talks about betting on America and investing in American stocks, I wanted to look at what are some of the big name companies that Warren Buffett has invested in and what that looks like in terms of what I'll be doing for investing in the year 2021. And so what we see here are there are some pretty big name American companies that have been around for a very long time. We've got American Express, we've got Amazon, we've got Bank of America, you got things like General Motors, we've got JP Morgan Chase, things like Coca-Cola. And so in thinking about how I wanted this to be incorporated into my investment strategy for 2021, and on top of that, maybe even more importantly, in an ever increased globalized economy, meaning that America isn't the only country with some financial weight, and American businesses is not the only country that they operate in. There are companies like Coca-Cola, companies like American Express, companies like JP Morgan Chase, even Kraft Heinz that have a footprint around the globe. So for my 2021 strategy, I will be going heavy in companies like Coca-Cola that have a solid dividend growth record, as well as a solid footprint in a number of other countries outside of the US as the global economy becomes more intertwined and more tied together. Companies like Coca-Cola, even companies like Bank of America, Kraft Heinz, which is known worldwide, things of that nature. And we could continue to kind of go through the top holdings of this list to see what other companies Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway are invested in. So what I'll be doing for 2021 is really digging in and doing research on these companies, especially like Visa, an American company, but has a huge footprint globally, different things of that nature. These are the types of companies that I will be investing in, that I will be including in my overall dividend income portfolio for the year 2021. All right, I appreciate you guys so much for listening to this episode of Road to a Million. If you got any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to hit me up. I always like when you guys drop comments, ask me questions, things like that. All right, y'all, peace.